Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Getting ready for hunting season. It's about a month away. Doing some final load development today with tougher bullets for the type of terrain that I'm going to be hunting, which could be anywhere from a 100-yard shot to a 500-yard shot. So this 308, I've worked put a lot of time in it, but I'm going to do a final development today with tougher bullets. This video is going to be basically in three parts. It's going to be back at my attack room showing you powder charge and bullet seating and how I do it to make things simple for beginning reloaders. It's not for you advanced folks. This is for people just getting started. So I'll also show you some shooting and some results, and at the end I'll show you the targets. So as you can probably see, the target's set up at my normal 100 yards. I hope you enjoy this. Stay tuned. Hello folks, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you how I do a simple powder charging and bullet seating using my die set, using my digital scale, and the bullets that I'm going to be using today is the legendary Speer Grand Slam in 150 grain. It is a flat base bullet with a canalure. This bullet has one heck of a history. I'm getting close to deer season, and I needed a tougher bullet just in case I have, shoot a deer under 100 yards with the high-powered 308 traveling at 2,900 feet per second. The powder that I'm going to be using is Benchmark. Now, I cross-referenced the load data right off the can and with Speer and Sierra's bullet maker website. So I got a powder range that is going to take me all the way up to 43 grains as a maximum load. Now I want to show you my simple way to set everything up. First of all, you've got your bullet seating die. Just unscrew the plug maybe 2 or 3 turns. Take a previously loaded round or a dummy round that you may have set up that's already set for the correct case overall length. Go ahead and run the die all the way up, and then screw the bullet seating plug down until it just touches the bullet. Just touches. Okay, now you should be set to that exact shape. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is set up my powder scale. First thing I do is lift up the powder pan and look at that number. It says 120.8. Okay, that number is the number I'm going to use to check for drift. So I put the pan back on, it'll zero itself out. Now my first charge is at 42 grains. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can hit 42 grains right on the dot the very first time. 41.9. Oop, that's not going to quite make it. Okay, 42.2, so I have to take a little bit back. Put a little bit more in. There we go, 42 right on the dot. Alright, so I take my case, go ahead and stick my powder funnel on there. Dump in my charge, and then I'm looking back at that number again. It's still 120.8, so I did not drift on that. Then I'm going to take my bullet. Now I'm going to show you how I do it, how I seat a bullet. I go ahead and just get it started, barely started. Run it up into the die until I feel pressure and just get it started. Then I turn 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 and ram it home. Then the last thing I do is take out my calipers and check my overall. That looks pretty good. You can see that this bullet has a canalure, so it's pretty easy to visibly figure out what the length is. Then here's the indispensable item. This is a chamber checker. You can simply just drop the case in there, and to see if it fits, that kind of tells you that will chamber okay in your rifle. Okay folks, here's the last 3 of the Benchmark powder with the Speer Grand Slam. Got about a 20-mile-an-hour crosswind. It is playing havocs with the group, but boy, good standard deviation, good extreme spread. So here's the last 3. I'm expecting just shy of 2,900 on these. $28.99. $28.89. Okay, got a little bit of stringing on those three, and not a real great group, but obviously good enough for hunting. So hang on, we'll take a look. Here's the last three shots of the Grand Slam using Power Pro Varmint. The groups are horrendous, but the velocity is fantastic. I'm at 3,000 feet per second, and I'm not even to the top load yet. Good standard deviation, good extreme spread, but again, the groups aren't that great. You'll see them at the end. So here's the last three shots at the higher end. I expect these to be somewhere around 3,050 feet per second. Those of you that shoot at 308 know that's pretty high. Okay, that last shot was 3,015. So that's an average of 3,008. Standard deviation of 10. Extreme spread of 19. So let's go take a look at that target. Okay folks, here's my results for today. This was my warm-up shots to verify, but using CFE 223 powder. This was with the 150 SST. You can see that's a pretty good bug hole group there, an average of 29.57, SD of 11, extreme spread 16. Here's with that same charge but using the Grand Slam bullets, CFE 223, and that's a pretty good little group right there. Standard deviation of 22, extreme spread of 44. But the two powders I used today, which is Power Pro Varmint, pretty good velocities and acceptable hunting accuracy, but far from perfect in terms of load development, powder bullet combination. Here's the benchmark powder, also 150 grain. 2890 is the average on the high end. All of these groups are about an inch and a half. Acceptable hunting accuracy, but obviously not as good as the CFE. So powder does make a difference, folks, even though you might be using the same bullet. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment and a question, subscribe. Be glad to talk to you. But thanks again for watching, folks. I appreciate it. Goodbye.